It's the pinnacle of all-terrain motorcycle action. The famous six-day enduro. Ever since 1913, the legendary ISDE has captivated the world's two-wheeled attention. And it's the ultimate dream for generation after generation of enduro riders, the world's best representing their country for the top prize. Their goal, the prestigious trophy, World Champion. Coming up over the next hour, the very best action from the 84th six-day enduro. In 2009, the ISDE has something of a holiday feel. On the beaches at Figueira da Foz, this coastal resort of some 60,000 souls on the Portuguese central coast. It may be the middle of October, but the weather is wonderful and the locals are profiting from the last days of summer. When you step away from the built-up coastline, there's some natural, almost wild countryside. At this time of the year, the beaches are mostly deserted on the Atlantic coast, and apart from some courageous fishing villages, the Portuguese prefer to enjoy the comforts of a little further inland. Docked at the port of Figueira da Foz, we find the WEC boat, the WEC boat, the World Enduro Championship vessel, present for one last rendezvous.
We're all excited for this fantastic race that we have every year, the 6 days of enduro, the most important race of enduro in the world.
Why the 6 days are so important for the FIM?
One of the most important things is that there are a big participation of countries. In the regular World Championship, of course, there are only selected riders, but in this case we have a large selection of, a large participation of country, sometimes 30 or more. And of course, a large quantity of riders, between 400 and 500 riders.
So there's no shortage of riders getting a taste of the ISDE legend. Behind France, the country that ruled in Greece a year ago with trophy and women's victories, there are all the usual suspects, including the United States, Italy, Finland, with all their stars, and everyone impatient to get into the sand. But as you can see during the team presentation, the ISDE hasn't just attracted the big European and American teams. It's also the chance for the smaller federation countries to mix it with the big boys, such as Argentina, Venezuela, Australia and Mexico, whose goal is just to make it to the end of the grueling 6 days.
You ready? Because we are ready. Let's go!
If you're not familiar with enduro, then buckle up and pay attention. Here's our instruction manual. In the morning, the riders will pick up their bikes from Parc Ferme. They're allowed 10 minutes to work on the bikes before they have to take the start on time. 3 riders taking off every minute. Punctuality is a virtue in enduro. We take to the roads first to get out of the city. And as you head into the country, the Portuguese roads turn into technically challenging tracks. The enduro and the ISDE is also this: the different nationalities and riders getting to know each other through a 6-day cultural exchange. And they always need a little solidarity at one time or another. During the liaison stages, you need to keep to the schedule. It's simple. Depending on how quickly they complete the liaisons, the riders will have more or less time to meet the controls. That means more or less time to work on the bikes and fill up with petrol at the assistance area before the checkpoints. If the riders avoid any penalties on the liaison, they'll be separated on the special stages where only their time will count. And there you have it. Now you're ready. After an entire week of reconnaissance, the 84th ISDE is ready to begin. And it's the hottest day of the week, pushing 30 degrees Celsius, which welcomes the riders. The sand will be the #1 opponent for the riders on day one, representing more than 60% of the course, starting with the liaison. The track is yet showing the wear and tear of usage. For all, this first day is about getting into the swing, and the Portuguese organisers have provided a relatively easy start to proceedings. Above all, there's sand in 3 of the 4 special stages of the day, one of the surprises of this ISDE. After a week's preparation, some will be forced to retire on the very first special. That was the case for the Belgian Jean-Francois Goblet with a broken clutch. There was also retirements for one of the big favourites, the 2008 American revelation and winner of the Walk Series, Kawasaki's Ricky Dietrich.
I didn't even make it through the first test. I'm pretty bummed about it. I was really looking forward to this one too. I feel like I'm a great sand rider, and walking all the tests and stuff, I figured everything would suit me well. But unfortunately, the bike came apart. I had a pipe come apart, and then the clutch came apart after that. I'm gonna be here doing the best I can for him. It's a team effort, and gonna do the best I can, even though I'm not on the bike.
There was only one dirt special on the first day, and it made its way through the ruins of an ancient village. The riders that look comfortable on the sand are not necessarily so at ease in this tricky section. It's more akin to the regular World Endurance Championship specials. The difference does not jump out at you, but Damon Huffman is being conservative. You have to remember that aside from the physique of a banker, he was a Supercross demon in the 90s, winning 2 125cc titles. Here, he's an ISD debutant.
There's a lot to think about, and you got to really pay attention, but I'm having a good time. When it's all said and done, for my career, this is definitely a big highlight of my career.
The trophy is the ISD's top prize. The best countries are here with teams of 6 riders, and each day they can abandon their worst result. That's what we call their joker. The French are the reigning champions, and like every first day, they're leading the way. They have an ability to go extremely fast on virgin terrain. Thanks mostly to the performances of Christophe Nombotin. The fastest man of the day, the French maintain their tradition and lead by 51 seconds at the end of day one. Behind France comes Finland. The Scandinavians are sand racers in their very core. For the Finns, Eero Remes is the fastest. In terms of pure speed, he's one of the world's quickest. That is, while the technical level is not too high, like here in Portugal. Third on day one, we find the Italians 1 minute 44 down on the French. The Squadra Azzurra have called upon the man that led them to victory in Chile in 2007 in similar conditions, the motocross rider Alex Salvini. They're also counting on their experienced Alessandro Bellometti. We gave him a little camera and sent him off to film behind the scenes of the Squadra Azzurra.
Ciao, sono Luca Cherubini. Ciao, sono Mori Nicolò. Sono Jonathan Manzi. Sono Michael Pogno. Sono Edoardo D'Ambrosio. Massimo Mancini. Forza Italia.
Forza Italia. Stiamo mangiando tutti quanti.
Well, here's the whole team eating together.
Piloti. Un altro.
Travolete di pulire, Marco, travolete di pulire.
And here's the chef, Super Chef. We call him chef, but he's actually just turning on the oven.
Cuoco, diciamo quello che accende i fornelli.
Grande, molto grande. Tanto ti respiro qua che si gira. Ti respiro perché
Allora qua il sughetto.
The sauce all'italiano.
Mentre mangiamo. Avanti. Italia, mangia.
Ma dai, mica dormire alle 9 con le galline, figa.
Well, you're not going to bed now. It's early. If you go to bed too early, you won't be able to sleep.